gets the all clear.
Okay, here we go.
And he blows time on at Brookvale as the Sea Eagles run towards the southern end. Comes down to O'Neill. Second back from a spell himself, and he hands it off to Matt Parsons. Garlick a dummy half. They come to the blind side, and James Smith works it up. All of these South Sydney forwards have been in great form to start the season. Ian Rubin, who has been coming off the bench in the first 4 weeks, now gets a start due to Mark Carroll's absence. Here comes a tricky Trindle. His first touch for the afternoon. And it's Andrew King who will track back almost to his own 10-metre line to pick it up. Good chase from the Rabbitohs up there early. Tony Iro along with Jeremy Schloss. Fulton at dummy half. They work it to the short blind side. Neil Tierney gets a ball out the back. Fulton has to go backwards for it. Gives it off to Kosef. He gets it up to within about 8 metres of the halfway line. Brett Kenny is on the sideline this afternoon. Brett, is there much wind to speak of down there?
Very slight, Warren, and I think what wind there is will be probably favouring South Sydney. But I think we're in for a very good game here this afternoon, especially with Cliff Lyons back with Manly and renewing his acquaintance with Jeff Tuvey. Formed a great combination over the years, and we'll see how they go this afternoon against this very enthusiastic South Sydney side.
Lyons gets his first touch and kicks it deep for Craig Wing to try and bring it back. Of course, the scorer of that marvellous try to win the game in round 1 for the Rabbitohs against the Canterbury Bulldogs at the football stadium.
He's an exciting player, isn't he? I'll tell you what, the South Sydney side, they did kick early in the first set of 6. One thing they have to do now, I think, is play Cliff Lyons. Laurie Daly was saying he was 37, but he is very, very smart between the ears, Laurie.
He certainly is. He's certainly one of the best players that I've ever played against with the ball in his hands. And I think that Steve Menzies will enjoy having him back here today.
Andrew King well positioned to take the kick. Nicholas up there to meet him and does well to sling the fullback to the ground. No score after 2 minutes at Brookvale. Brendan Reeves, the former Steeler.
I've got it here, I've got it here.
He's got to penalise South there.
All up inside the 10.
1, 2, 3. Out here as well.
Tim Mander letting Darryl Trindle know exactly what was happening out there. And so the Sea Eagles will get their first chance to go on the attack here this afternoon.
Don't come early on the touch, Judge. Look at him.
Fulton with the tap. Gives it off to Tierney, who has Hill on his outside. He takes the tackle midfield, about 33 out from the South Sydney line. Kosef takes it forward. They spread to the right-hand side, and that's where they go with Lyons. He turns it back on the inside for Gardner. He had Menzies looming up, couldn't get the pass away. An early warning sign there for the South Sydney side as Lyons gets into dummy half. Gives it away to Kosef. Wide to Tuvey they go. Cunningham wrapping around. Gives it off to Andrew Frew. He'll be held up on the 10-metre line. They stretch them left, and the Rabbitohs were able to respond. Tuvey now. Nobody running up on his outside. A touch perhaps from a South Sydney player. This could very well be 6 to go. Lyons has it. Mandan now signals it is a new set of 6 for the Sea Eagles. That will be the 0 tackle as you hear Manda indicate. Lyons working from dummy half. Gives it off once again to Tierney, who hits it up. Fulton darting from dummy half, looking for a way through himself, reached out, couldn't find the line. And now Tim Mander is going to go to Dennis Spagarino, the video ref. I'm sure you'll find, though, that Fulton, in reaching out, has come up a little bit short.
I'd say you're correct there. I think he has dropped the ball just a fraction short. They were actually stretched out to the left-hand side there, Manly, and I think the ball really wanted to go nice and wide because the South Sydney side on their right side, they were very, very short. This is the replay now. You see he can reach out. He's just going to put the ball down there, and I think he does drop the ball right on the line. Be a scrum and feed to the South Sydney side. And Tricky, he's done what all normal halfbacks would do, grab that football straight away.
We'll wait for confirmation from Dennis Spagarino. There it is now. It will be a scrum, a loosened feed to South Sydney, and plenty of pressure on the Rabbitohs early, Laurie, but they handled it well.
Yeah, they certainly did. Neil Tierney certainly taking the ball up strong here today. He's taken it up about 4 times and he's made good inroads and offloaded the ball. So I think South Sydney ought to tighten up their middle of their defence, otherwise they're in for a big day.
A change already,
Okay,
Brett
let's go.
Kenny. Matt Parsons we saw coming to the sideline while that decision was being made after just 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, I think we'll see this happen quite a lot today, Ryan. And there's no Mark Carroll there, so they'll probably rotate their forward pack every 10-15 minutes.
McNicholas is the player who comes off the bench to join the fray, and now a penalty to the Rabbitohs.
Hands.
Tim Mander's saying that there was hands in the ruck area there. I'm going to get him out of there. Neil Tierney probably is the man who did it. And one thing I noticed about the South Sydney attack already, they're trying to isolate Lyons there all the time. This is the play of the ball. It wasn't Tierney, I'll take that back. It was Nick Kosef that did give that penalty away.
Here's McNicholas with his first hit-up since coming onto the field. Tackled just on the Manly side of halfway. Garlick screaming at Tim Mander there from dummy half, appealing for a penalty. Jeremy Schloss puts on a clap of speed and almost got past Owen Cunningham. Garlick gives it away to Reuben. Manly defence waiting for him on that occasion. Gartner made a good tackle down low, but the Seagulls weren't moving up off the line. Iro now tracks across to his right-hand side. Oh, good tackle down low. You don't need to be told who made it. Jeff Tuvey as ever. Julian O'Neill kicking wide, looking for Lumen screaming through. Reeves will wait for it in the in goal and did very nicely.
Well, he did a great job, didn't he? Now Lyons of that looking for a quick tap. It's a great take. He's under all sorts of pressure with Lumen's rushing down on him. Good defence by South Sydney, getting right up into the Manly's face and put them on their backs.
Torrens goes from dummy half.
Hey, two. I've got it.
Fulton waits again at dummy half now. It's Tuvey at first receive. Oh, a low pass that Lyons went down for, but only succeeded in knocking it on.
Get out of it.
A little bit feisty there with James Smith.
Don't you worry about it.
I just wondered if Craig Coleman had anything to do with that, to tell Smithy to make sure you get in front of Cliffy all day long and put some pressure on him. But as you said, the pass from Tuvey to Lyons just a fraction low, about a couple of centimetres off the blade of grass.
Straight. Yep. Stay there.
Chance once again for South Sydney. The best field position they've had in the game during this set of 6. They'll get it. Reuben standing outside the scrum. Gary, you're unhappy about something?
Nick Kosef was told by the referee Tim Mander to stay in the scrum, and he jumped out. That's going to be a penalty.
No doubt about it. Scott Fulton leaping in the tackle here. He was penalised for that last week also against Newcastle.
Scott wasn't savage, but you've got him a bit high. Exactly right. Okay, let's just get him down. Just a caution, that's all. Okay. Just take.
Just a caution for Scott Fulton. As I said, came off the bench last week against the Knights and Marathon and was penalised for precisely the same thing. Tim Mander has given the South Sydney side a chance to put first points on the board here after just over 7 minutes.
Here's the scrum here. Now you watch. Nick Kosef's off the back. He will break before the balls actually come out. Tim Mander has told him to stay in the scrum, and he's telling him there, and he doesn't penalise him. Can't believe that.
A little bit of the coach coming out in the halfback.
Wish that happened in my day, Laurie.
I'd rather not comment. Gary?
He's not doing your game next week.
Of course, a bit of a look at the Seagulls for Laurie Daly. You guys take on Manly next week.
Yeah, we do. I was very impressed with Manly starting today. They're certainly going forward in the middle. Neil Tierney's leading the way. They've just got to get in better field position before Cliffy Lyons can start working his magic.
O'Neill from right in front of the post puts them on the board. South Sydney 2 lead the Manly Seagulls 0 here at Brookvale after 8 minutes. Solid start from both sides, and an animated Craig Coleman has been taking his Gary Freeman pills this afternoon.
Those happy ones. It's good to see.
The kickoff will bounce up for Matt Parsons, back out there after a brief stint on the bench. Garlick a dummy half. He gives it off to Schloss. Craig Coleman has been giving the lock forward plenty of raps. In 99, he's so impressed with his work from the scrum base. Smith stands in the tackle. Fulton around the legs this time with Gartner over the top. It's Garlick running from dummy half, picks up 7 or 8 metres. You get to make a mistake in this game, South Sydney. Trindle fires a long pass to Rodwell, who dummied to Hookie. It was an important tackle made by Andrew Frew. They run it on the last. Oh, in fact, there's going to be a penalty here coming up to the South Sydney side.
Yeah, mate, beat at the front, out the back. That's it.
I think Jeff Turvey's the man who's come over the top and is absolutely blown up. I don't think he really meant to knock the ball out. You see here, Robbo holds the ball out. He puts his arm on it, but he hasn't gone actually to rake the ball out. I think he's a little bit hardly done by there. Does Manly get the ball back?
Extremely hardly done by, you would think. The grey area comes into play once again, but Manly, well, the fans here will be saying it was justice, that South made a mistake, their first of the game. And they get the ball back inside their own territory. Lyons running, gives it to Menzies. How many times have we seen that in the past? Torrens tackled at the halfway line. Good tackle made from marker by Darryl Trindle there on Andrew Frew it was, as Tierney hits it up. Gets another ball away. 4 or 5 offloads already in this game. King hitting the line hard. Good tackle by O'Neill down low. The crowd comes to life at Brookvale. Tuvey wheels back behind the ruck. Got through everybody. They came across in cover. McNicholas it was to bring him to ground. Lyons runs to them. Menzies back on his inside. Hung on to by McNicholas. They keep it alive. It comes to Hill. Gives it off to Brendan Reeves, who'll be barreled over the sideline, but encouraging signs for Manly.
Well, they look more organised, don't they, the Manly side, once Cliffy's out there and directing play. He just knows when to give the ball, when to hold it. He turned the ball back inside straight away, then backed up his pass originally, the play but previous. Terry Hall, I thought he'd done the right thing there, but the winger, Howders, Lyons and Lumens, will take Reeves over the sideline.
I think everyone in the Manly side gets confidence when Cliffy's out there. They all seem to get more ball. I know Terry Hill has probably been more involved in this game than he has been for the past 4 or 5. Menzies, Gartner, they all seem to tend to run off lines, and I think that's a good sign for Manly.
And I'll tell you what, with the scrum here, with Tricky opposite lines, I'd say Tricky would have to have a run here. He's got to try and take him on.
Let's hold it. Get him. Stay there.
Oh, great take.
Oh, against the feet. Lyons gives it away to Tuvey. A pass down low that the captain handled well. Great chance for Manly to hit back here. It comes from Menzies to Hill. One-on-one against Trindle. The halfback made a great tackle. Reeves gives it away to Cunningham. The Rabbitohs up quickly off their own line. Still tackles remaining for Manly. Fulton loops a pass to Tuvey. To Lyons. 4-on-3 out wide. An important tackle made once again on Gartner, this time by Iro and Rodwell. Lyons from dummy half. Back to the blind they go. Kosef gives it off. Trying to force his way over was Torrens. I think you'll find he's lost the ball in the tackle.
He's stolen the ball over the line and taken over here.
That's what Manda rules, and it will be a goal line dropout.
The ball stolen by Rodwell. The man has come up against Torrens. Is a great tackle. I don't know how he actually turned him over there. That's tremendous work, and the tackle is made inside the end goal. It's a goal line dropout, I should say.
Rodwell, terrific piece of work to stop Gardner in that movement as well. Manly have thrown everything at them here in this last couple of sets of 6. They'll have another chance coming right up. O'Neill with a long dropout to the halfway line on the fly. Tierney it is who carts it back up to them. Justin Doyle back out there now for the Rabbitohs off the bench in jumper 15. Tierney, I think you'll find, lost the ball in that tackle somehow or other, and Doyle was appealing to Manda that he had lost it. Tierney was allowed to play on. Lyons. Cut-out balls. It came to King. Picked up and tackled well by Jason Nichol. To the short blind they go. Plenty of numbers there for the South Sydney side. 2 tackles left in this set of 6 for the Sea Eagles. Fulton gives it away to Kosef. A good game last week against the Knights and is on form here again this afternoon. The last tackle, Lyons will go to the air. Pressure coming up for Lee Hookie. He dropped one last week against the Dragons. Didn't get to that one. They played it pretty well in the end, South Sydney. They let Frew take the ball and then wrapped him up.
Yeah, they did a magnificent job there. Hookie just stood his ground, made sure that if they saw who was going to take the ball there, the Manly winger in Torrens, that they were going to make the tackle. Just watch, see Tony Iros coming across in cover, and Rodwell gives him great protection. That's when Hookie comes up with a tackle against Fury.
Yeah, you can just see Manly being very determined here today to try and unsettle South Sydney. They're getting up off their line, putting South Sydney players under pressure. And the one thing that I have noticed with Manly, there's a mistake there by Trindle, is that Manly are being very patient in the opposition 22. South Sydney play that compressed defence, and they're going wide at every opportunity.
Cliff Lyons has hit the deck here. Trindle put the ball down. The pass wasn't a good one. Then Lyons coming through, of course, it was play on, and Trindle was very slow to move to it. Coming through, Tony Iro picked it up, in fact, and then Cliffy Lyons got one for his trouble, just in case he did happen to tow the ball through.
I tell you what, I think he's taken a little bit of a dive there, Cliffy. His little girl could have hit him harder than that.
Here he is now with the ball from the scrum win. King. They work the cutout play. Hill was running the decoy. It worked for them last week when they scored a try that King ran onto against the Knights, but South Sydney read it pretty well on this occasion. From Reeves, comes across to Kosef. Charging towards the line. He's been a handful in this first 15 minutes for South Sydney. Fulton at dummy half. Tuvey, numbers out wide to the left-hand side. If they can get the ball there, Menzies with the ball behind him. He did, in fact, propel it towards his opponent's try line.
When Tuvey and Lyons are together, they are totally a different side, this Manly side. And with Menzies out wide, running into those gaps, he just to be about a yard back. Look at him just holding the ball up. You see the South Sydney side not really worried about Lyons, because if he makes a break, they reckon they could probably catch him.
Nick, stay in there, mate.
South Sydney have had so much pressure to soak up in the last 7 or 8 minutes at this end of the field. They've weathered the storm on each occasion. Trindle comes to O'Neill, turns it back on the inside for Lumens. Happy to spread the ball early on.
Yeah, they are happy to spread the ball, but I've just been very impressed with Manly's big name players today. They've certainly got involved, and they're leading the way for the younger fellas.
Another penalty to the South Sydney side. O'Neill comes off the field. Will go to the bench to get a breather in just his second game back.
Yeah, Warren, he's been replaced by Chris Caruana wearing jumper number 14.
We'll wait and see if that in turn forces a reshuffle in the back line, with Craig Wing moving up to 5'8" and Chris Caruana going to fullback, which has been the pattern in their first 4 games. Reuben. Back at Manly's into the field for the first time in a long time. Doyle will play it just outside the Manly 30 with that possession. South Sydney have had so much work to do inside their own half. Trindle will play it to Garlick. Schloss to the open side they go. Just working it towards the post. Garlick, a good quick play of the ball. They got it. Trindle now grubbering. Lumens has to pick it up and will score a try. They've been camped to their own end for so long. The first time they get back to Manly's try line, they come up with 4 points, I think you'll find, although Tim Mander will check it out on the video.
A couple of things he's looking for. One, if he's onside and he's grounded the ball and gone out on the left-hand side. I think it's a fair try. I think the Loosman's done a great job to stay behind Tricky, who's come across from the right-hand side of the field. Here he comes now. Quick play of the ball from Schloss. That was what really made that try. Puts the ball on. He's onside. No problems there. Once again, attacking this left side where Cliffy Lyons tried to dive to catch the ball, and it gets over there. That's a fair try.
Yeah, it was great work there by Tricky Trindle. He took the ball to the line on a short side, and the winger had to come up, so he's put it in behind, and Lumens had too much pace.
The green light flashes. Even though it's been pretty much all the Sea Eagles as far as attack goes, South Sydney lead them 6 points to 0.
Yeah, you see Trindle going to the line, puts it through. He's made the winger come up, and Lumens too much pace to go through. But as we said, it come off a quick play of the ball.
Schloss, tremendous work there. He brushed away a couple of tacklers of the Manly guys, got up, just play the ball. What they've done so well in the last opening 5 rounds of the NRL competition, they just quick play the balls, run at the opposition, and once again, that really tempt Lyons aside all day long.
Yeah, they have. It's been a funny start. Manly have put South Sydney under enormous pressure. They've been in their 20 for the majority of the game. Amazing how things turn around. First opportunity by South.
Trindle from the sideline, of course, with O'Neill off the field. Halfback has to take the kicking duties and struck it to the left-hand side of the post. So they still remain in front, though. 6 points to nothing here at Brookvale Oval. 18 minutes gone, and Brett Kenny, Daryl Trindle has been in unbelievable form to start this season.
Well, he certainly has, and how often do you see this happen in a game where Manly were attacking the South Sydney line for the majority of this first half? The instance that South get up in the Manly half, they come up with a great try, and it was a well-rehearsed move, and as the other guys were saying, it all come down to the quick play of the ball.
Trindle fields it back near his own try line and gives it off. It's Doyle who will play it. Reuben gets the second hitter. O'Neill back on the field. Runs to his right-hand side where he links up with Iro. The arm free for a moment. And they'll just spin it wide. That's the way they've been playing in all 5 games now in '99. The Rabbitohs with so much confidence.
You've got to play to the players that you've got on your side. If they love running with the ball, why don't you just give it to them like this guy now? And O'Neill will try and turn plays out as Nickel makes half a play.
The Rabbitohs have picked up 65 to 70 metres already in this set of 6. Trindle, dummy to kick, fired a pass, it came to wing, a great pass to Rodwell. Here they come again. He got it to hook, an outstanding try. Aren't they on fire?
It's like the door has just opened up once again, running the ball on the last tackle. And speaking to Tricky, he was saying that Craig Coleman just gives him an open rein to do anything what he'd like to do. And here he goes. Watch, Manly side really haven't even come back on side just yet. He's calling for the ball. Look at them, they all stay back, hanging off. And then watch this hole that Robble hits. Bang, just on the outside there of Torrance. Holds the ball up. I thought he was just going to make a meal of it there. They just got the ball over the hooky. What a sensational try for South Sydney.
Great vision by Daryl Trindle. Last tackle, he comes, looks to shape the kick, passes out to wing. Wing takes the ball to the line. He throws it to Rodwell. Rodwell gets on the outside of Torrance. The winger comes in, offloads. Great try there by South Sydney. Put it down to good vision by Tricky Trindle on the last tackle. Shaped the kick, seen they had numbers. Used the ball. Great try. They've been playing like that all year.
Oh, tremendous stuff. But Tony Iro, who was out there too, he cut back in. That's what really held up the Manly Seagulls defence in Tuvey. Now, I tell you what, this crowd is right behind the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
South Sydney jumpers have been in such demand in the last couple of weeks that all the sports stores have run out of supplies. They are the side that everybody is jumping on the back of this year, and here is O'Neill from wide out to the right-hand side, strikes it beautifully. They can do no wrong. 12 points to 0 after 21 minutes here at Brookvale, and that would be a big concern for Bob Fulton.
We would be very, very disappointed in that because they've got 90 metres, they've got 100 metres to score. They tried this first set of 6.
Well, here, as you said, Wiz, they've done this quite often in a lot of their games, run the ball on the 6. The Manly defence never came up. They were waiting for the kick, and it was a great ball given by Craig Wing to Brett Rodwell, who ran onto it perfectly. I thought, as you did, that he'd blown it by not passing the ball, but fortunate enough to get a good pass away. He went on for a great try.
2 tries in 2 minutes, as it turns out, back to back. They scored on the set of 6 from the kickoff. They're playing like the Broncos. They can't win and South Sydney can't lose. An amazing competition in 1999.
And while Craig Coleman is rotating his forward pack very well, mainly the big men, you'll see them on for 10 or 15 minutes, and they're coming off, having a 10-minute breather, and then going back out again, and they're always moving.
Parsons will play it. Caruana in there at dummy half as Iro comes across the halfway line. He has been a great acquisition for the South Sydney side. He's been carrying a shoulder injury for pretty much the last 3 or so weeks. His right shoulder has been troubling him, but he's been out there every week.
Once again, they're really isolating Cliffy Lyons, aren't they? Making him tackle. So if you want to make a comeback, well, we're going to run at you all day long. Because now Hopewadi goes forward. Great run by Hopewadi. That's the thing they needed to turn this Manly side around.
The fans find their voice, a slow play the ball. He was looking for a quick one. Could have easily been a penalty to Manly. Tuvey keeps it alive as it comes back to Andrew Frew. And there's almost into open space. Bailey it is. Cuts it up towards the 30-metre line and gets crushed for his trouble. There's a look about the South Sydney forwards at the moment. Tuvey gives it off to Craig Field, who Makes his first appearance of the afternoon. One more tackle left. Field comes to the blind side, though. A fan to the left-hand side. The kick is too big. Jeff Tooby was waiting at first receiver on that left-hand side, and Field went to the right with the kick, which was way too big in the end.
Yeah, well, the South Sydney's fans will be pretty happy about that, won't they? After Craig left their side. And again, I think when they had Cliffy Lyons on the field, they looked more organised there. It was just every man doing the best of themselves. We'll start playing as a team, otherwise they will come off second best there today. Now only down by 12 points.
Smith hands it off to Schloss. Running as an extra back out there this afternoon. 12-0 to the Rabbitohs over Manly with almost 24 minutes gone here at Brookvale. Parsons again for his second hit up in this set. Trindle showing the ball again. This time he does kick. Well placed over the head of Andrew King, who goes back to his own in goal. Trindle is up there, as he has been all season, the first chaser. He is in majestic form.
He's in great form, isn't he? He's leading by example and just going for an accidental high tackle there, but the referee said, let's go, let's play on with the set of 6. He was falling in that tackle. As you said, tricky Trindle. He's got it all today.
Tuvey gives it off to Kosef. To reach back behind him to take the pass. Cunningham. As Menzies outside him. Wasn't much happening for the Seagulls on this right-hand side of the field. That's the way they go again, though, this time. Field with the kick. It comes down to Wing, who lets it bounce. Take it on his own 20-metre line. Steps back inside Field, who rode him like a cowboy for a moment there and fell off the back. Like he was trying to wrestle a steer to the ground. Reuben takes it forward as the Rabbitohs go on the charge again. Here's Wing. Field just coming off the horns of Craig Wing there as he fell to the turf here at Brookvale.
Craig Field showing signs there, a little bit of frustration there with the way he went to make that tackle. As James Smith puts on a little good ball there for Wing once again.
Still tackles left in this set of 6 for South Sydney as Reuben takes it up. Filling in for Mark Carroll. He's playing like Big Spud as well. Trindle again on the last. They run it. He shows it. He'll pass it again. A great ball for Rodwell. He found Hookie. It comes back to O'Neill. He puts the bomb up. Some pressure coming up for Andrew King. Plenty of rabbits there, but the fullback did a great job.
Oh, it's great football all around.
Yeah, it was. South Sydney threw the ball wide, but it was great defence by Manly. They numbered up. They slid across. And Andrew King goes up here. Takes it pretty comfortably in the end. South Sydney are offside.
Cliffy Lyons on the sideline for the moment, in tandem with Scott Fulton, waiting to come back into the action. The old Bronx cheer went up from the Brookvale crowd, if you like, when that penalty was given. They'd been waiting for one for some time, and they thought it was overdue.
I think both sides could have easily been penalised for their 10 metres here today, but something that Tim Mann has done is let the game flow, which is great to see.
Reeves with the tap restart. Garner it is. Runs headlong into them. Schloss and Reuben the tacklers. Kosef the first receiver. Cunningham is tackled. 5 metres into South's territory. Field. Puts it off the back to Phil Bailey. He wrestled to the ground. Still 40 out from the South's line. Reeves it is a dummy half. And Tuvey turns it back on the inside to Kosef, who's been playing as the 5'8" with Cliff Lyons off the field. Field steps off the left foot. Found Menzies back on the inside. Well read by the South defence, sliding across from behind the ruck. On the last tackle, here's Field again. He showed it the kick, and then threw the pass. Bailey wasn't ready for it. Put it down cold.
Yeah, well, once again, as I've already said, they just look disorganised. They only went around about 5 metres each side of the ruck there. Craig Field trying to go to the line, put someone through a hole. And he's been taken off the field to have a little rest. Cliffy Lyons gets back into the frame.
If you're ruining his luck at the moment, Craig Field, everything he touches turns to dust. And Cliff Lyons comes back on the field to replace him, and the Brookvale crowd went up as one.
The thing is, when you're out there, sometimes you do try a little bit too hard to try and make things come off when you are struggling to get points on the board, and that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to do too much.
Speaking of making things happen, here's Trindle now with a kick. Another beautifully weighted ball into the in goal, and up there with Lumens, he makes the tackle on Andrew King, who got it back to within about 5 metres out on his own side of the try line.
Souths have got to do now, they've got to get up their line real quick, put some pressure on the Manly side because they will go wide straight away.
Lyons a dummy half, gives it off to Terry Hill. Runs at Lumens, playing one in from the wing with Trindle was out there having a breather next to the sideline as Fulton darts about 10 metres or so. Kosef gives it off the Lyons, has Cunningham, he bypasses him and gives it to Tuvey. Ball back on the inside for Menzies, and Lyons was there ready for the slip if he could get it, but it wasn't coming. Torrance, away to Lyons this time, he'll kick. Wing is there, takes it on the full. Puts it past to Hookie. Set up 2 marvellous tries himself last week, the young winger. He was rewarded this afternoon with a 4-pointer of his own.
I think this is where South Tricky's got to go wide straight away on them. They're a little bit short on this left-hand side. Manly defence.
Possession, that tells the tale. South Sydney nearly 60% of the ball, whereas Manly only 40%. They're struggling.
O'Neill looking for the fast play of the ball. It comes. Here's Parsons. Oh, hit the line again. He busted them. He gives it away. It comes to Slattery. He was wrapped up just outside the Manly 20. Parsons barnstorming his way through them again as Trindle gives it back to Iro on the last. It comes to O'Neill. He turns it back. It goes to ground. It still pops up for Lumens. McNicholas, basketball pass. Across the top to Schloss. There's a chance to the right-hand side. Rodwell, wing on the wraparound. He gives it off to Hookie. They can't do anything wrong. He got the kick in. It will find the touch in goal line, but the Rabbitohs are just playing inspired football.
Oh, just look at Laurie Daly. He's actually clapping his hands up here. Unbelievable stuff. What they're doing is actually turning up the play footy, and I'm not going to tell you how many hands were in this set of plays, but it was great work there just to go around and back each other up. I thought that pass there might have been a fraction forward. Lucky that Tuvey's got across there and make the tackle.
As always, without him out there on the field, you wonder what the scoreline would be at times for the Seagulls as Menzies gets a breather. His first game for a couple of weeks after being sidelined with an injury. Kosef spent a lot of the game in this first half at first receiver, and Manly, after looking so good early on with a lot of pressure at South Sydney's end of the field, suddenly things are starting to unwind for them.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the possession. Manly have only had 40% of the ball, whereas South Sydney have had 60%. Manly have been made to do a lot of tackles, and when they've got the ball, they've got no energy to do anything. Although here we go here with Gartner through the gap.
Stepping back on the inside, Lyons got the ball. Manda was right there.
Not play that. This last tackle.
And even though it came off a South Sydney player and came back into the possession of Cliff Lyons, you heard Tim Manda say that the Rabbitohs didn't play at it, and hence they'll try and bring it out from their own line.
Well, Cliffy Lyons actually started the whole thing. And there he is, trying to get on the ball, trying to get another set of 6 back as Manly once again give away another penalty. We're inside the 10 metres. Cliffy Lyons showing, sorry, Laurie, that he's covered 20 metres. Where are the rest of the players with him?
Yeah, exactly right. Cliffy's getting his hands on the ball, but the runners tend to be 5 metres away from him. If they're going to go through, they're going to be right up close and give him some more options. Otherwise, Cliffy's left alone by himself.
Guys, I'm just sort of posing a question. I mean, it's quite obvious watching this game out here now that how much Manly rely on Cliff Lyons. We've got a little over 8 minutes to go in the first half. They've yet to be able to come up with any points. I'm just wondering whether it'll have a negative effect on the Manly players, knowing that if Cliffy can't create anything to get them to score points when he's off the field, what chance have they got?
Well, it's a very good one. And it is worrying too, because Cliffy, even though at his age, he's just got all the skills. He just needs players around to run into those holes. And look, he'll give them the ball. One thing he's doing today, he's struggling, is getting back that 10 metres each time that South Sydney come running at him.
The left-hand side they come. Lumens can get the arms free there. Nicola dummy half. Works it up. The forwards in time for Manly. Just wait for Nickel to run to him. Garlick gives it off to Trindle. This time he puts the crossfield bomb in. Hookie is out there. Didn't get a leap, but it Frew, I think you'll find, has put it down. Rodwell has dived on it. They're going to go to the video referee.
Make sure there's no South hands there and nobody's been taken out. Thanks, Dennis.
And Dennis Spangarino, as you heard, will have the decision to make as to whether there was any interference here in raking the ball out from a South Sydney player.
We'll have to wait to see this replay, because I thought it was a fair try, but the referee's doing the correct thing and asking for that to see if any other hands were involved. The thing that what amazes me here, Tricky Trindle has got all the time in the world to kick this. Look at the Manly players. They aren't even bothering to come to it. They're getting tired. The less possession they get, the more tackles they have to make. This is where the trouble is. Robbo looks like he's going to go up. I don't think he's touched the ball. I think Frew has actually dropped it cold. And I'll tell you that might be a South Sydney try.
Torrens it was who was running interference for Frew. He was trying to take Hookie out of the equation, which he did successfully, but there's Frew. The ball came off the thigh of Rodwell, and then it came loose from his hands as well. But you have to ask, did he knock it forward with his arms before he put the force on the ball with his body?
I thought he actually knocked it on right at the death.
Yeah, I agree
about
with you.
There.
Yep.
If the other angle comes up, I think we'll have a clearer shot.
I don't think he's knocked it on there, Laurie. I think this is where, as you said, he just goes to pick the ball up, and I think he might have just lost it just like that. This is the angle.
This is it. Rodwell goes up. It comes off his stomach there. There's no problems there, but here, just gets it in his arms.
I think he's dropped that ball.
Falls out.
I guess it doesn't matter what we say. It all comes down to one man's decision and his opinion.
We're about to get it. It is a try, according to Dennis Spangarino. He had no problems with it. And you see the delight on the faces of Craig Coleman and Sean Garlick.
Put it on the board.
The referee there
Put it on the board.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Tim, but the green light has already flashed. Oh, now hang on a second. No try. Well, he's reversed the decision. He must have hit the wrong switch up in the video referee's box. Craig Coleman can't believe what has happened here. And Tim Mander now is going to explain, I'm sure, to the South Sydney side what has happened. Let's listen in.
Who's captain? Chris, it was always no try. Okay, it was just the wrong signal that came up, okay? It was always no try, but the wrong signal came up.
Well,
yeah, we're going to wait, we're going to wait, we're going to wait.
I think the important thing in the end is they have got the decision right from what we saw from the replays, but South Sydney, they were jubilant. They were back on their own side of halfway, expecting the conversion to come. And they were looking at a 16-0, possibly 18-0 scoreline, and that will be a big relief for Manly. We'll see if they can respond here in the final minutes before half-time.
It might be a bit of luck that Manly need. They've just made some good yards. Tierney's just offloaded. I think Manly have just got to keep hanging in, hoping for the luck to change, because if it does, they've got the players that can capitalise.
Taking it forward was Anthony Colella.
I think too, Laurie, they can get a fair share of possession. It'll be a lot more beneficial for them.
Lyons turns it back on the inside for Cunningham. Wrapped up by a trio of Rabbitohs. Back to the left-hand side they go. Lyons grubbering. It came off a South Sydney player. Hookie bobbled it, juggled it, and hung on to it. Oh, and now Tim Mander has ruled he did in fact knock it on.
Good knock.
And I'm sure he got a ruling from the touch judge. That will be interesting to have another look at. Hookie is anything but happy with the decision.
Well, you see here, he loses the ball just there. I don't think the ball actually touches the ground. I think that was play on, and the linesman who gave the decision has got it wrong.
He was right on top of the action, the linesman, but having a look at the replay, I think you might be right, Gary Freeman. Here's Lyons down.
Oh,
gives a good ball to King. He hits the open spaces, looks for the line and finds it. They're on the board. Manly get a piece of luck and don't waste the chance.
Yeah, it all comes back to that mistake on the right-hand side of the field of Hookie. Well, as we said, he's come up with a drop ball, and then Lyons once again weaves his magic, goes to the line. They all hang off him, and they just, if they've gone to it and put some pressure on him, O'Neill is the man who was caught in the wrong position then, and the fullback, King, goes straight through to score a very good try for Manly.
You've just got to marvel at Cliffy. Coaches say don't hang off him, but when he's got that ball, they tend to watch. King runs the right angle straight through Julian O'Neill's tackle. Sloss comes across, tries to get him, but that's a great try.
What about the reaction, Gary? They knew how important that try was.
Oh, I should be carrying Cliffy back and saving his legs. A 50-metre return trip back to the half.
It just might be what Manly needed. They've been doing it tough all day. Finally, they've got down South Sydney's end. They've scored a try. Hopefully going half-time, 12-6 down. I'm sure Bob Fulton will be telling them they can't play any worse. They've just got to control the ball a lot better and get in the right field position, because if they get in the right field position, they've got blokes out there, as we said, that can do things with the football.
In the matter of a couple of minutes, a 12-point turnaround, if you like, with South Sydney almost scoring at the other end. They've got the no-try decision, and then Manly pick up 6 points after a contentious ruling, perhaps, by the touch judge, saying that Lee Hookie knocked on. Breeze with a conversion. He makes no mistake, and they're back within 6. The Rabbitohs lead the Sea Eagles 12 points to 6 as we approach half-time here at Brookvale.
Well, he's done it again, hasn't he, Cliffy Lyons? Has the ball out in front in his hands. Great running by Andrew King. Was able to brush aside from the Julian O'Neill attempted tackle and go for a great try and put Manly right back into this game.
The thing that Cliffy does when he runs the ball, the blokes are running with him, they're hanging off, so it's a one-on-one tackle. So if the bloke can go through, 9 times out of the 10, he's going to make a break. A one-on-one tackle.
And the other thing too, Laurie, is he's got the defence going sideways. And as you said, you get a straight runner, can break that tackle.
Here come Manly now. Tierney, he will play it. Comes back to Kosef. Plenty of Rabbitohs there. It's the first time really that their line has been breached and they give up 6 points as a consequence. But their defence in this first half has been all but perfect. Fulton waits a dummy half as the Brookvale crowd appeal for a penalty. Slow play the ball it was. Comes from the try scorer, back on the inside of Terry Hill. Last tackle now, 2 minutes left in this first half. Tuvey, looking from just on the halfway line. Oh, wing, on balance for a moment as the ball knuckled towards him in the breeze. Stopped and then he was going to have to go backwards, but in the end took it comfortably. Rodwell. Met by Kosef, who's had a great first 40 minutes.
And he has been their best player all season, even though they've lost 4 in a row. Nick Kosef, not a problem. He has had a tremendous start to the NRL competition.
The ball gets dumped back from Reuben and it falls down for Doyle, who showed it a couple of times before he was wrapped up by Kallela. Garlic at dummy half. Ira then outside, he gives it off to wing. Great success in that right-hand side this afternoon on a number of occasions. Trindle now. Doesn't kick, fires a pass to O'Neill as they try and stretch it. Played at by Lyons. Trindle will have to go back and clean up. He does so successfully and then runs away from the 5'8" and falls down himself. He's jinking, he's dancing like Anthony Mundine, his good mate. Here's O'Neill. He finds some space. He gives a pass. It comes back to Lumens. He was tackled by King. It's champagne football. A penalty now. Fulton slow to leave the ruck area.
Number one. Number one.
Oh, and it's Andrew King, the fullback, who's been penalised and sin binned as a consequence for a professional foul. A big decision made by Manda.
Oh, it certainly is a big decision. 40 seconds to go before half-time. I'd like to have a look at it again on replay just to see what he's put him in the bin for. Obviously interference in the play the ball, but here's South Sydney on the ball. 50 seconds before half-time. Let's see if they can score a try.
Reuben takes it up. They've got the full width of the field to work with. It's the way they love it. Garlic waits. Doyle will take it forward for a settler as Trindle stands behind the ruck and marshals the troops. Back to the left-hand side he comes. Gives it off to Nickel. The pass was forward. Oh, and then a little disagreement here between Nick Kosef and Trindle, and then was it Kallela who couldn't help himself by coming in, or Hopewadi who gave Trindle one to go on with as well?
It's all over. Okay, scrum over here. Scrum over here. Horse forward.
Half-time about to blow.
Let's go, let's go.
We barely have time for the scrum to pack. Tuvey it is who has to come and fetch the ball. Trindle was sliding across field there and looking to get Nickel through the gap, and well, he got him through the gap, but the pass was forward. And at half-time, what a 40 minutes of football it's been. Trindle unhappy with the way it ended, but he'd be pleased to know that his side lead Manly 12 points to 6 at the break.
I know that they're pretty keen to continue and try and score some more points in the second half, but as you say, for Manly to score points, it looks like everything's coming off Cliffy Lyons.
South Sydney on this occasion will defend the northern end of Brookvale Oval as Neil Tierney brings it back. Tackled down low by Jeremy Schloss. Kosef. Possibly the best in Manly's side in that first 40 minutes is Fulton. Comes through Tuvey. Lyons away to Hill. Runs at nickel. It was contained the international centre well in the first half. Kosef again. Takes it forward, or rather Gardner. Fulton spinning one way, comes back. Rowan Cunningham, who takes it up towards the halfway line on the last tackle. Tuvey standing on the blind side. Just grubbering in behind the defence. The wing will bring it back towards Terry Hill and Tuvey.
And what the South Sydney side need to do now, because Manly are down to 12 men with King still in the bin, is run the ball. Just run it, spread it nice and wide. With Lyons down now, that's calling players out, come out here and help us. They play that short side. They are missing their fullback for the next probably 9 minutes to go in this second half.
Parsons will play it up to Garlick. James Smith, who was concussed slightly early in the first half, didn't see a lot of action in the first half. It's back out there, and it was Garlick who would play it. Reuben bounces up to Cunningham and bounces off the front rower. Fulton was in the end to stop his progress. O'Neill goes backwards slightly before he rubbers for the eastern touchline. Going back and fielding it was Albert Torrens, and he gets away from the tackle there. Lumans was up quickly to grab him, but then lost the grasp, and he picks up another 15 metres as a consequence.
All the South Sydney players thought the tackle was completed there by Lumans on the far side, but the referee said no, play on.
Tierney takes it up where he's met by James Smith. Cunningham going back in behind the ruck. He was looking to link up, I think, with Brendan Reeves, the fullback for the moment, who was lurking on the blind side. Lyons kicking from the halfway line. Hookie goes back. Comes to Hopewadi, who had plenty to say to Darryl Trindle as it sort of flared up just on half-time. A couple of exchanges between the two men. Wing will play it on the 20. Garlick gives it away to Parsons. Oh, the pass wasn't a great one. The front rower put it down, but it was charging hard and it hit him anywhere but the breadbasket.
I thought he could have taken that ball. He was steaming onto it at 100 mile an hour. It was a little bit low. Plenty of pressure from the Manly side to get off their line and get in their face. That's what put the pressure on Parsons then. This is what Manly need.
Don't you go early, get in.
A reflection there on the replay. I think you're right, Gary. The pass was a pretty good one from Sean Garlick.
When you're 6'7", anywhere in the breadbasket's got to be all right.
Schloss,
never onside.
Too early to leave the scrum base. Manly with a quick tap. Tuvey gives it off to Tierney, where he's met by Iro. Gets another ball back. Plenty of offloads from the big front row this afternoon. There's been a danger for them. Now they try and surge towards the line. Here's Tierney again. He'll play it there. Tuvey. Gardner was running up. He was the decoy. Cunningham was hitting the line, but Tuvey ran out of options. Lyons with plenty of space to work to the right-hand side. Hill steps back inside nickel. The sliding defence was great from South Sydney, O'Neill in particular, and Trindle. Clella gives it off to Cunningham, where he's met by this tireless South Sydney pack. Fulton at dummy half. Lyons at first receiver, steps back on the inside. Grubbers, plenty of pressure now for Hookie. He won't be able to bring it back. Manly will get another set of 6.
That was good work there by Manly. Controlling the ball, which I'm sure Bob Fulton would have stressed to them at half-time. They've put South Sydney under a bit of pressure, and they've only got 12 men. So good kick there by Cliffy, puts it in. Good chase by Gardner on Hookie, tackles him in goal. Let's see if Manly can keep repeating these double sets of 6 on South Sydney.
That's what they need. They need the ball, Manly, all the time. They don't want to give the ball back to South, so just try and get it back and work them away. With only 12 men, they've all got to try and work together here. No mistakes from Manly in this next set of 6.
Reeves brings it back. He runs across field now. Comes to Trindle. Tuvey gives it off to Gardner. The South Sydney defence calling out Tierney as he was working for a hit up on the open side. But Tuvi went back to the blind. Now he spins, and Garlick wraps him up. Easy meet on that occasion. Here is Tinney now. Runs towards Iro. He wraps him up with a bit of help from Reuben as well. Looking for a fast play the ball. Fulton darting away from dummy half.
Get out of it. Back here. Never straight.
They only trail by 6, Manly, but they decide to take the tap and look for 6 points. Cunningham from a pass from Lyons. Cunningham got across the line, but has been held up.
Oh, great work there by Cliffy. And Cunningham to get out on the outside of his man and run to that hole. Nickel was the man who was found wanting then. Good quick tap taken, put the pressure straight on South. Watching it on the outside of him here. Bang! It's outside of Julian here once again, I should say. And a good tackle. And by Lumens, the hold-up coming over the line.
Okay, hold it back.
Great work by the winger on the front rower. A mismatch if ever there was one. Of course, all this time with Manly in possession is helping out their situation of being a man short with Andrew King in the sin bin. Terry Hill running at them. Came to wing. He got away from wing, got the ball across the line. Manda likes it, I think. He'll point to the spot, and they might have a chance to tie the game up.
Oh, I think they have, and Terry Hill was very, very determined then to get over the try line. It all comes from too much possession in the opening stages of the second half of the Manly side. Just watch Turvey holds up the line, gets the ball to Terry, he runs right across field. Nickel, he was coming in behind, he should have come forward, and it was just an easy tackle that he just spun out of, got the right hander, bang, down goes the ball. Good try, Manly.
Great work by Terry Hill. He ran across field looking for someone to run at. He sees Craig Wing, probably the smallest guy on the field. Terry's a big fella, charges straight at him, good strength, and goes over the line. He's been one of Manly's best today, Terry Hill. He was very involved early in the first half and got involved again later in the second half, but he started the second half on fire.
How many times you see that, Laurie Daly, when a side with 12 men will always score the try straight after half-time?
Well, it's, as Warren alluded to earlier, they've controlled the ball, and when you got the ball, you don't seem to get tired.
Yeah, you don't make
But, you know, 10 minutes is nearly up. They get that extra player on the field, and Manly will grow confidence, or get confidence out of that, knowing they can score with 12 players on the field.
It's Reeves will have the conversion attempt. About 17 metres in from this western touchline. He can put them level. A 12-hauler would be if he can kick it. And after being almost out of the contest as we came towards half-time, they are right back in it now, and that man would be a little bit relieved, you'd think.
Well, he'd be happy with the scoreline now. He kicks this goal.
The big thing in the game has been ball control. Whoever's controlled the ball has put pressure and put points on the opposition.
Reeves moves into it. Strikes it to the left-hand side. He didn't get it all that powerfully, and it was curling off the boot wide of the post. So a golden chance there to tie the game up. They still trail by 2, though. South Sydney 12-10 over Manly.
Well, this try came down to weight of possession. Terry Hill picked out the smaller man, brushed away from the tackle and slammed the ball down. Manly right back into this.
The Seagulls fans find their voice, looking for their first win in 1999. Torrance picks it up from the kickoff. Comes towards wing and Nickel. Tuvia dummy half. Gardner trying to get the arms free on that occasion. Here comes Andrew King out of the sin bin. He gets the green light to go back onto the field for the Seagulls. Kallela charging down the blind side. Good meters and a good fast play the ball as well. Tierney storming towards them. Garlick. Tierney another offload. At will he has got the ball free this afternoon. Hill comes to wing. At the halfway line. What a game we've got here at Brookvale. Cunningham works it down the blind side. Another fast play the ball on the 5th and last. Lyons kicks with Hookie going backwards. Picks it up on the first bounce and then gives it off to Chris Caruana. So South Sydney have had so little of the football in this second half. In the 9.5 minutes we've had so far. See if they can hang on to it for 6 on this occasion as Rodwell takes it forward. Garlick Comes back to the open side where Caruana gets through the tackle of Menzies. Coming across, making a good covering tackle was Andrew King, the man back on the field. Garlick to Schloss. Steps back in behind the play the ball area. Menzies wraps up Troy Slattery. Last tackle now for the Rabbits. Trendle kicking for position, looking for the in-goal area. Wing is flying through. Torrens got back and did a good job, and Wing also making a good fist of it by taking him just outside the try line.
Oh, it's great play in from both sides. South Sydney with that kick and chase, and the way that Manly are really starting to muscle up in defence and get a quick play the ball, as now, once again, they go forward with Brendan Reeves.
See if they can maintain the momentum. Lyons, they spread it early. Menzies standing very wide. Taken strongly by Hookie. Good tackle by the winger. Here's Tierney again. Plenty of hit-ups, lots of offloads in this second half. A repeat of his first half performance. Can't wrap him enough for his effort this afternoon. Tuvi. Kick will come down to Caruana. He'll bring it back. So in good position. The South Sydney side, 38 metres out from his own line.
Looks like the lack of ball is really taken out of the South Sydney side. There's a couple of players now struggling to get back on side. They can start going a little bit wider and start making Manly chase them.
Wadwell will play it. Garlick gives it off to Doyle. Takes it to the halfway line. Slattery. Seen much action in the game off the bench so far. He gets his chance now in the second half. Trendle showing it again. A lovely ball for Rodwell, who was trying to step back on the inside from Torrens, who did nicely to take him around the legs. Trendle steps back to the blind side, running it on the last, and then he gets the kick in at the very last second. Falls down for King, who was taken by Schloss, but Trendle won't he chance his arm at all occasions.
Well, he certainly did chance his arm there, but I tell you what, he nearly did the wrong thing of picking on Cunningham on the ground there.
Reeves stepping back, tackled by Slattery around the legs. It stays alive through Fulton, and now Kosef. Both sides spinning it wide. Here is Trendle darting down that blind side. He was picked up by Cunningham, who slung him to the ground, and Trendle resenting the tackle like all good halfbacks. And the touch judge is saying, here's the field, boys. Would you please rejoin the fray?
This man taking the ball forward now, he's really changed the game for Manly. Koala, he goes forward and he gets a good run and a quick play ball. It's really changed things for the Manly side now. Great ball,
great ball, back to King. Has only Wing to beat, gets it back to Menzies. They won't catch him, Menzies will score! And Manly hit the lead for the first time in what seems a long time.
Oh, that's just great football. That's the sort of football we expect from the Manly side. Just backing each other up, running into the gaps. But it all started with Koala. Good play of the ball. And then Kosef coming back down from the right-hand side of the ruck area. Just watch him turn the ball back into King here. Bang. What about the big hole there? Where are the South Sydney players? They should have turned up. But Menzies put himself in a great position. And he was just too quick for the South Sydney comer.
Great work there by Manly. They've had a lot of the ball, and they think that they can get South Sydney back on the inside with their slower men. Their bigger men, I should say, the South Sydney side. King hits the hole. Great ball that to Menzies. Menzies too much speed. Over in the corner. Over the post. Great try.
King had a great game last week, even though Manly were well beaten by Newcastle. He was extremely solid at the back and scored a good try off a Cliffy Lyons pass as well, and he's had a great game here this afternoon. No mistakes, even though he has spent 10 minutes of it in the sin bin. But with Menzies back on the field and Lyons out there and players running off passes, they are certainly a different side. Yeah, well, they're controlling the ball a lot better than what they did in the first half. And with South Sydney's big men starting to tire, obviously the message has come out to turn the ball back on the inside. They're not covering across, and Manly are taking advantage of that at the moment. We'll see if it's a tactic that continues, as Reeves should have no problem with this. He doesn't. And they're in front. Must be a nice feeling. They led briefly in the early moments against Auckland here at Brookvale before the Warriors just ran roughshod over the top of them, but they lead South Sydney 16 points to 12. Well, we spoke earlier about Cliff Lyons and how much he would have to do with the tries scored by Manly, but this time it was Nick Kosef. A great pass inside to Andrew King.
And, of course, if ever there's a try going to be scored, that man, Steve Menzies, is always thereabouts, and he's gone out for a great try.
You can smell Steedens, can't he? Hopewadi takes it forward. Kalela. Struggling in the tackle there with Tony Iro. Albert Torrens was trying to get to his feet and play the ball. Now Kosef. He's spinning from tackles, or rather Fulton, as he goes forward. Gardner across the halfway line, picking up good metres, Manly. Lyons. Kicking again, keeping the ball in play, not following the touchline. He wants to try and make the South Sydney forward pack work and use up their reserves of energy. Lumens, oh, a shocking pass, but Hill got a hand in there. Hence the penalty.
What he's got Terry Hill there for is not standing where the play of the ball was being played. He just stood to the left-hand side of it, got the left-hand mid out, and knocked it forward. That's what the penalty's been given for. It's been a pretty good game here today, though, Terry.
Plenty of hit-ups, 14 so far. We've still got 25 so minutes left in this second half. Parsons, met by Cunningham and Gardner. Fast play the ball. Iro storms onto it. Down low, Turvey. Great defence. Just a marvel. Usually leaves the field here at Brookvale after 80 minutes, looking like he's been out there saving Private Ryan. O'Neill gets through a half gap. Goes again. Got to his feet. Tackled down low by Fulton. The Rabbitohs looking to hit straight back. Wing takes it to them. Almost got through the line. He plays it quickly. Trindle in the dummy half. Fires it to Schloss. Numbers out wide. Schloss couldn't get the pass away. The ball comes loose. Amanda will rule a knock-on.
And the guys making the tackle are Koala and Cunningham. Tremendous ever there. The two second rows come front row. Great stuff. But Tricky saw they were short. And he thought, well, hello, I'll take them on here. Then Schloss took through the big dummy. Great tackle there, Koala and Cunningham.
He's been strong for Manly today, Cunningham in the middle. And, as it just showed you there, out wide. He really got there when he was needed.
Hopewadi.
Come on, discipline, discipline.
And they come again, the Seagulls forwards. Field. Kosef, a lovely pass. Got it away to Brendan Reeves. Tackled by Garlick. 10 metres on the South Sydney side of halfway. Field gives it off to Andrew King. 3 try scorers for Manly here already. Tuvey. They work it down the short blind side. Once again, they don't try and find touch. They keep it in play. And oh, they forced the mistake. Lumens has knocked it on, I think you'll find, just in the field of play. Oh, and then gets up and hits Kosef in the back of the head with the football, but Hill might have been his target.
You've got it over there, OK? Let's do nothing silly, mate, OK? We got it. No, it's OK.
I feel the players here blowing up about one of the decisions that were given. Lumens was the man who was going back for that ball. Had a bit of a look to see where the opposition was coming from, which you're supposed to do. The last second you see him, he's just making sure where they are, and they've just got out of his grasp. And lucky for him, he got his hands on the ball. And there was a little bit of an altercation there between the two players, and plenty was said.
And you saw there on the replay, he didn't knock it on the field of play. It was knocked backwards, and then he forced the ball on his own in goal. And a good dropout comes from the Rabbitohs. Hopewadi from his own side of halfway brings it back to them. A little bit of the sting has gone out of this South Sydney forward pack now as Manly surge once again. Tuvey looking for a pass. I'm sure it was touched by a Rabbitoh. Amanda says no 6 again. It continues on the same tackle count.
Brendan Reeves, that is a voluntary tackle. The player held off and didn't even touch him, and that should have been a penalty. You've got to make some effort to get off the ground now as Kosef goes forward once again.
Bailey it was, in fact, who played the ball. Line shows it. Oh, great short pass. King got to Menzies. He dropped it over the line. The pass back on the inside, nonetheless, was forward. But, gee, Manly are a side reborn.
What about Cliffy Lyons going to the line once again? Look, holding the ball, threw a little bit of a dummy, and King in a great position there. That was the forward pass there, but the man, once again, Menzies, he was going in for number 2.
There it is again. Oh, Menzies. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway as a consequence of that forward pass, but isn't he having an impact here in this second half?
Yeah, he certainly is, and it goes hand in hand with Manly having the ball. They're controlling the ball. They're putting South Sydney under all sorts of pressure, and Cliffy can weave his magic from down inside their 20.
Bad sign here with Jeremy Schloss leaving the field with an arm injury. It's been one of the best for South Sydney this afternoon.
Just wait.
It'll be a blow as Slattery comes off the bench and goes in at lock forward to this particular scrum. South will have the feed. And Trindle gives it off to Jason Nicol. Apart from the loss against Cronulla a couple of weeks back at Shark Park, this most definitely South Sydney's biggest test.
Oh, that's a
1999. Kosef it was up quickly to meet Parsons, a little bit too eager on this occasion. The Seagulls up inside the 10, looking to get up and put the pressure once again on the South Sydney forwards.
Oh, great tackle that by Nick Kosef. Him and Terry Hill have probably been Manly's best today. They've got involved in attack and defence. And here it comes, Kosef. Oh, great tackle. He's a big man. Parsons wrapped him up, ball and all.
Reuben comes to the line. A good tackle down low from Craig Field it was. Yes, Reuben was going to be away into open spaces. Trendle. Oh, lovely pass to Craig Wing. He had some support. He couldn't get it. He might have needed it. Wing for the line. He got there and might have tied the game up. He is dynamic.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this is going to be one of the best rugby league tries I've seen all season. The South Sydney boys over there patting on the back of their head, on the backs, and that was tremendous. I thought he'd blown it, but once again, Tricky Trindle going to the line, holding the ball at the last second, and what pace this kid's got. And does he get it down? Because Tuvey comes from nowhere. That's a try.
That is a try.
That's a try, but Tuvey's defence, well, he just come out of nowhere. Terry Hill, he just tried hard too. Come from the left-hand side, and there's the try. And isn't the crowd happy there, Laurie Daly?
They're going right off here, the South Sydney fans. We're set for a great 20 minutes of football coming up. South Sydney, Garlic. Trindle goes the short side, got runners inside and out. Holds a lovely ball up there for Wing. Straight through. I'll tell you what, he's played really well today, Craig Wing. Hill coming across, gets there too. Comes from nowhere. Gets it down.
And there's a new stat they're keeping in 1999 in the NRL. It's the assist stat. And Darryl Trindle has just picked up his 8th assist for tries that have come off a pass that he has thrown in the first 5 games. So can't he lay one on?
He certainly can. The big thing about that try there, Lyons and Gartner went for the same man. They just should have held off.
O'Neill puts them back in front. South Sydney lead Manly 18 points to 16. Remembering it was 1988, the last time that South Sydney walked off the field here at Brookvale, having beaten Manly.
Well, there we are. Tricky Trindle's done a Cliff Lyons to Manly, and it's a great ball. 2 good, very good decoy runs. And geez, this kid has got some pace, hasn't he? Still had plenty of work to do, but the pace got him over.
Trindle takes it. Gives it off to James Smith, who runs back towards them. Just when we thought the sting had gone out of the South Sydney pack, they respond with a marvellous try. Iro now, hard to bring down. Garlic waits, gives it off to Reuben. Back to the blind side, Caruana takes it up towards the halfway line. Garlic, sensing the time to run, gives it off to Slattery. Searching wide, Kosef in cover again around the legs was tremendous. Trindle back on the inside for Caruana. Kicking over the head of King, who took it on the fingertips. Caruana makes the tackle. But this won't stop South Sydney. Said it before, they are the Energizer Bunnies. Hopewadi in a dummy half. The crowd roaring for a penalty. They feel the South Sydney side was up inside the 10 on the last 2 tackles as Hopewadi gets taken backwards. He will play it. Field waits a dummy half as he tries to milk a penalty going to the left-hand side, then travels back over to the open side where Gartner is there. Fourth tackle gone. Here's Tierney. Straight and forward. Oh, gets another pass away. His offload count will be off the chart this afternoon. Menzies, oh, great tackle by Reuben. It had to be made. He goes again. Not tackled according to Manda. Now he is by Rodwell. 35 out on the last tackle. They trail by 2 points. Field, a long pass. Gardner has to spin for it. Gives it off to Hill. He kicks. Going back his wing. Does beautifully to keep it in the field of play. Marvellous work by the fullback again.
Tremendous work, one from the fullback, as you already said, but Terry Hill too, to put that kick in and to chase like crazy down with his winger, and Brendan Reeves to put South in a very bad spot, and now Terry wants it. Great tackle. How did he pass that?
No.
I think it just flicked out of his hands.
It was like a frog in a blender, and the ball spat out, and luckily it came to one of his teammates.
That's 4. Line's good.
Trindle will play it on their own 20-metre line. Injured player down in back play for Manly. It is Nick Kosef. No surprise to see him struggling. Well, it's not Kosef, in fact. I think you'll find it's Daniel Gardner out there who is having trouble getting back on side. A towering kick on this occasion. King goes all the way back to his own 10-metre line, and a good chase coming up from South Sydney. Schloss is back out there.
The man who kicked that ball was Tony Ira. A tremendous left foot kick there. A good chase from South again with Schloss.
Hopewadi gives the ball back to Tuvey. Put him under some pressure, but the captain hung on to it. He went straight into Nickel. And now it's South Sydney's turn to try and force a mistake from Manly. The forwards take a long time to get back on side. Tierney, though, is back there for another hitter.
He's had a good game, Neil Tierney. He's taken the ball forward strong all day, and he's also offloaded some nice passes. But here, Manly just need to get out of there at half. Oh, I was going to say they needed to just get out of their half with a good kick chase and put South Sydney under a bit of pressure.
Just see Nick Kosef there, a little bit disappointed. He dropped the ball. So he never got punched out of his hands. Well, this look, I just think he's just lost the ball cold there, trying to get up too quickly to play the ball. He'll be pretty disappointed with that. To tell you what, he's been, like I said, he's been one of Manly's best since the start of the comp.
Just get in there, you're all there. You're there all day.
So Manda's still screaming at his packs of forwards when the scrums are set. Trindle plays it, and it comes wide to O'Neill. It's on a bit of a step. Fallen for by Tuvey. 13.5 minutes left here at Brookvale. Rabbitohs by 2 over the Sea Eagles. Sloppy play the ball. Play on is the call from Amanda. That won't please the Manly crowd. Here comes Smith. He got a ball away. Back on the inside for Schloss. A great tackle by King. Numbers to the right and the left. Caruana tries his own luck. Heads towards the line. Nothing happening for him, though. Trindle now comes to the open side. A long pass. Rodwell gives it back on the inside for Hookie. He flipped it back for O'Neill. He puts the ball in the air. It goes backwards, in fact. Played it and knocked on, I think you'll find, by Phil Bailey. It should be 6-4 from our South Sydney, and that is exactly what it is.
Well, the Manly player didn't have to go for that ball. They go wide now, South. They couldn't find Manly a little bit short.
The pace is frenetic once again. Wing stepping off the left foot, looking for runners. Gives it back to Schloss. They stop running themselves, the Sea Eagles. Another try saver from King. 2 in the last couple of sets. Garlick goes from dummy half. Gives it back on the inside for Trindle. He has nowhere to go. Stand there.
Run with it.
O'Neill now, as they go wide, turns it back for Rodwell. Tuvey again makes a try-saving tackle. He is unbelievable. Hookie waits at dummy half. Smith, short pass. Parsons, hitting it up. Got to the line, I think you find. Manda likes it. He will award a try. South Sydney are back in front by 6.
Oh, what a game of footy. South Sydney never say give up, and they haven't given up here today. Parsons is probably one of their best. Unbelievable. Scores a very, very good try right underneath the sticks. Here's the 6
again. Gary Freeman.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Mode for a moment.
Oh, I know. I thought we were too. Unbelievable. If the player let that go, which I think it was, and Bailey was the man who went up for it, they would have made the tackle. And this is where Parsons goes through the gap. Good ball by Smith. He stayed on the outside. Just too big for the fullback. Go straight over beside the post.
Yeah, good ball by Jimmy Smith. It looked a little bit forward, but Parsons hit the ball at pace. He's about 7 foot tall. He was reached out over the line. 4 points.
Picks up his first try of 1999. What a great season he's having over the first 5 rounds. Oh, Jeff Tuvey is absolutely blowing up.
We just knew that they hadn't gone for their ball. They were sweet. And we got the ball back.
I have to feel for Andrew King, who made 2 try-saving tackles. Absolutely great stuff from the fullback, and then sees all that work go unrewarded. The South Sydney score a converted try thanks to Julian O'Neill. And they now have that buffer they were looking for. 24 points to 16. Manly need to score twice, and they're running out of time.
When you've got a player the size of Matt Parsons steaming onto the ball, you've got to give it to him. And as Laurie said, he's about 7 foot tall. He's gone over for a great try, but I think Manly, as you've already pointed out, there was no need for them to go for that high ball. They should have left it for South and played out the 6th tackle.
Justin Doyle brings it back, working it up towards South Sydney's own 20-metre line. It was all Manly at the start of the second half. Came out vigored after the 10-minute break. Certainly South Sydney showing great efforts to hang on, weather the storm. They fell behind for the first time and then have hit back themselves in no uncertain fashion. 2 great tries, and now they'll get another penalty. O'Neill takes a quick tap. Tierney might be in the bin here because he was never back to 10. It should be a professional foul. Let's listen to Tim Mander. Really, he had no option there but to send Neil Tierney to the bin, surely. He's going to call Jeff Tuvey out and have a word to the captain. This will be interesting.
There's 2 quick penalties there for 10. One about a couple of minutes to go for the 10 as well. Get back with me and I won't blow a penalty. Get back with me and I won't blow a penalty. That's all it is.
Well, here's the tap here. He's run 5. Well, there's only a yard in it. The referee probably had to give it for the initial infringement.
South Sydney can probably seal the game if they can score a try here, you get the feeling. Still, 9.5 minutes left. Plenty of streamers on the field that Garley gets tangled up in for a moment or two before Schloss comes back towards the ruck area where he's wrapped up by Cunningham. Garley comes to McNicholas. Comes towards Gardner and Fulton. We bring him to ground. In front of the post, just 12 metres out from the Manly line. Trindle turns it back on the inside to O'Neill. Bounced off the tackle of Fulton. And then around the legs also was Kalila. Pass from Trindle to Caruana. Another chance coming up. Oh, he got the hands free. Thought about it. Hung on to it. Might have been a good decision. The last tackle. Garlick waits at dummy half. Comes to the blind. Grubbers. It comes off a Manly player. And then getting back there is Cunningham to force the ball.
I think Jeff Tuvey and Nick Kosef have had a head clash there in the background. They don't look real well.
You see them on the replay there just lying behind the play the ball area. Cunningham got back there to force the ball. A good thing too, and there are the 2 injured players, Laurie. What a great sign to see, well, 2 of their stars on the ground. Blood coming from a cut, it looks like, of the left eye of Nick Kosef. There's the head clash. Oh, right on the eyebrow.
Jeff will be pretty happy about that, won't he? It's good looks of his.
Well, they can't stop the blood flowing from the cut. Kosef is going to try and stay on the field. Tuvey won't be able to, though. He also has a cut on the forehead. I said he leaves the field usually looking like he's been out there saving Private Ryan, and it's exactly the case once again.
He is so tough, and his tackle was all hard off here today, trying to get his side to get those magical 2 points in the competition ladder.
Fielded is with the dropout. Screwball towards Craig Wing, where he fielded it quite well in the end and almost got away from them. Garlick gives it off to Caruana, a first receiver. Treks across for Trindle it was. O'Neill showing it, looking for the corner post. He didn't get there. He got the in-goal area and put the ball down for a try. Mander is going to make a bird of it. Terry Hill isn't happy, but Julian O'Neill went towards the try line, got there, I think you'll find, and that will probably just about do it if they show the green light.
It certainly will. Will show it up whether he get the ball down or he doesn't. You see Terry Hill's hand is under the ball. I think the linesman is pretty happy with it. Just don't know if he had full control of the ball actually when it went over the line. He was forced before he hit the line.
I don't think we'll ever know. Dennis Spagarino has the decision to make.
Yeah, take your time, mate. Just see if we get another look. If we can't, come back to us.
Here it is from another angle. Brought down short of the line, but then, of course, the momentum of the tackle from Terry Hill drags O'Neill across the line. Once again, very difficult to see from that angle. See, the ball is still in his grasp, and it hits the grass in the in-goal area, or even the try line is good enough.
Well, I think if it goes back to the referee, the linesman's got to make the decision because he is right there. He is right on the spot. This man will be happy if it is a green light.
Tim Mander's still waiting for Dennis Spagarino, who's had all the options, and he rules a try. It came up ref's call, and Mander was happy that the 4 points had been scored by O'Neill.
I still say it has come from the linesman, but a very good call there. He was right on the spot. They knew that if it did come back to referee's call, they were going to make the decision.
Garlick from dummy half. They see they had the numbers short. Julian O'Neill runs across field, showing the ball inside, trying to get blokes to stop on the slide. Too much strength for Terry, and he's over in the corner.
Yeah, one of the big things is with the Manly side, they started to slide, but they had to come forward on them. They had to put some pressure on the ball carrier. And once you're in this situation, the players coming back inside like McNichol really did hold up Terry Hill and his winger Andrew Frew, and that really did allow that extra yard to go across over on the corner.
As you said, Wes, the guys on the outside should have got up amongst the South Sydney players. They should have been up there around Julian O'Neill just as he caught the ball. They gave him plenty of room to move. They started the slide. He stepped back inside. Once he stepped inside, he was going to be very hard to hold out.
O'Neill from the sideline. If they don't have a match-winning lead already, this kick would surely put them there. This for a 14-point buffer. Strikes it. It won't come back for him, though, but they still do lead by 2 converted tries as Jeff Tuvey. And to watch that try being scored from the bench, he's being taped up and will come back onto the field. Only 4 minutes left here at Brookvale. They trail by 12 points, and Manly staring down the barrel of going to an 0-5 record. Torrens with the restart. Kicks it long and deep where Trindle comes across the try line and fields it. For South Sydney, there's no doubt that they are the legitimate thing here in 1999. Their record, in just a few moments' time, should be 4 wins and 1 loss. Next week they play Brisbane. What a game that will be.
Certainly will be. I think the Bunnies will take a lot out of this game today. They looked gone in the second half. They've come back. They've just been playing on a lot of enthusiasm and good skill.
Manly on the attack. It comes from Hopewadi. Takes them on, runs into Jim Smith and wraps him up with Ruben and Parsons. As the ball comes loose, Mander says play on. Hopewadi was standing there for an age, and you would have thought that would have been a held tackle. Kalila now gives it off to Tuvey. Lyons. They are spread to the left-hand side. Torrens will get to the line and score. Well, Manly aren't done with yet. They can get back with the 6 points, and they've still got 5 minutes left.
Well, the South Sydney side have done exactly what Manly did down the other end of the field. Is that they started the slide too early on their line. This is Ian Rubin going forward, and an easy drop there. And that really did put the Manly side back on attack. And from that position, once again, Cliffy Lyons and Tuvey getting together, getting the ball out nice and wide. Just watch the South Sydney players. He just had too much pace at times for Rodwell. They had to come off their line and go towards the player with the ball.
Yeah, with South Sydney playing a compressed defence, Manly obviously know they can get round them, but it's the only time they've been down here in the last 10 minutes to put any pressure on them. And if you've got a speedy guy in the centres that can get outside the man, it makes it difficult.
Now Reeves with a huge kick as far as the game is concerned. He struck it poorly. And so they still trail by 8 points. If 12 wasn't enough for South Sydney, 8 might be just good enough.
Well, that was a very good pass by Cliff Lyons, but I do think that South Sydney have switched off a little after that try. I think they feel the game's well and truly won, but you can never underestimate this Manly side.
So they'll take their time with the restart. Of course, trying to use up all the seconds they can. O'Neill will get us back underway. Manly trailing by 8. We've seen stranger things, of course. Hillside Laurie thought they'd got home a couple of weeks ago against the St George Illawarra Dragons, and they scored a try right on the death to snatch a win from what looked to be the jaws of defeat. So anything is possible. Here they come again. Torrens got the pass away. No, he didn't. He hung on to it. A good thing, too, because support player there, Cunningham, was in front of the ball as Lyons gives it off. They spread it. King comes out of his grasp. South Sydney have come up with it. All is okay, according to referee Manda Caruana. Darting back in behind the play of the ball. Just 25 metres out from the Manly line. Garlick gives it away to Slattery. Here's Doyle. Just takes it up for a settler towards the post. Looking for the clincher. Garlick to Trindle. They spread it again. They bypass O'Neill. It comes to Nickel. They can't stop him. King can. Only a metre or so out, though. Trindle now fires a pass to Tony Iro. Good ball. Well read, though, by Menzies. Wingless hitting the gap. And Menzies, in conjunction with Tuvey, made a great tackle.
And that's what the South Sydney side have got to do. They've got to go to Manly, try and put them under pressure, run the ball on the last tackle, let the Manly defence just stay there and hold its line.
2.5 minutes left. Manly trailing by 8 points. Torrens at dummy half. Gives it away to Tuvey. They have to spread it. They go to Lyons. He takes it to the line, and Caruana makes the tackle. King running from dummy half. They're just about out of gas, both sides here. Kallela, as the South Sydney forwards wait for him to run to them, and he picked up 20 metres.
Yeah, he's been one of Manly's best today, Kallela. He's taking the ball forward strongly, and he's still going right at the death.
Tuvey, with Gartner outside him, comes back on the inside, got away from the Garley tackle. The pass was intended to come back down for Tuvey. I'm sure Manda will rule there's been a knock-on back here, although now he's going to look at it. I think you'll find that Andrew Frew has come through, and according to Tim Manda, I think he's happy with the try. Everybody stopped thinking there was a knock-on. Manda himself stopped for a moment.
Tim Manda asking if there was a knock-on. I think the ball actually has gone back. The linesman saying that he thinks it's all right at the same time. It'll be very interesting to see which way the video referee does go. The ball come from Gartner back into Tuvey. I think the ball was play on.
I thought it was a try.
Yeah, this is the play to see where it gets knocked on or not. Does he touch it? Well, I think he might have touched him. He's facing the other way. The ball's gone forward, but I think it's play on.
Well, if the ball's gone forward, it can't be play on.
I think the ball's gone back first, then bounced forward.
We'll have a look at it here. Well, I think that replay there might suggest maybe you've misread it at the first glance.
I don't think he's touched it.
That's the question. Did he touch the ball? Very hard decision for, obviously, Dennis Spagarino to make. Well, it would be a big decision to rule that he either has or hasn't, looking at that replay. Hill got the toe to it, and then Frew was happy to play on and plant the ball on the ground. There it is from Tuvey. Well, that angle there, that's also inconclusive, you would think. Maybe he had an air swing.
If it is a try, it's great work by Terry Hill, playing on, kicking the ball along the ground, and Frew takes his time, picks it up. Over in the corner,
Darryl Trindle was playing on. The South Sydney side are back behind the try line. They think they might have given up a try, and they have. Oh!
Well, my first initial thought was it was a try. The ball had gone back.
And you were right, according to Dennis Spagarino.
No, I'm on side with the referees once again. Unbelievable stuff.
I don't know why they keep going to Dennis Spagarino. They should go to Wiz.
Here's Brendan Reeves with an important kick. It slews across the face of the uprights. They trail by 4 points with just over a minute left here at Brookvale, but they will get the ball back from the kickoff, of course.
It was great work once again by Cliffy Lyons to make sure they'd run on the last tackle. Gartner knew he had to get rid of the ball, and that's where we're all a little bit unsure whether it was knocked down, but again, As Laurie Daly said, great work by Terry Hill and Andrew Frew. The Goats were in cover and picked that ball up to score. Much needed try for Manly.
A minute left on the clock. We're in for some exciting times here. Manly will certainly throw the ball around.
They've scored 2 tries in the last 3 minutes. 50 seconds left at Brookvale. It bounces up for them. Can they go the length of the field and snatch an amazing victory away from South Sydney here? Oh, Gardner has put it down. They had to spread it wide and take their chances. Oh, you feel for the big second rower. He knows what it means. The clock winds down. That should be enough for the Rabbitohs to get home. Oh, there it is.
Very hard pass to pick up there, Warren. The big thing about it, I don't think they had to spin it straight away there. They need to go forward first, then bring all the South Sydney players in, then try and get on the outside of them.
Wait. Okay, let's go.
Here's Trindle. Gives it off to Nickel. Just seconds remaining for them. They can just work it up and use the clock up. The South Sydney fans are happy to count it down to the siren. And there it is. Tim Mander blows full time, and South Sydney improve their record to 4 wins and 1 loss. Manly are 0-5. 28 points to 24, the final scoreline.